Okay? And we're going to look at these cards after we've had our break. But we're going to start with something called the communication pyramid. Have any of you heard of the communication pyramid before? You have? Okay? Right. Where did you hear about it?
Other trainings.
In other training sessions. So this will be familiar to you, but for the rest of you, it's relatively new. And it gives us an understanding of what is required to build our relationships with our colleagues or our friends or our families that enables us to be more effective when delivering, in this case, for this particular workshop, a tough message. Alright? So there is, as you can see, there are 5 levels. The first one is what we call rituals and cliches. Who knows what we mean by rituals and cliches? Okay, now rituals and cliches might be applied differently in different countries, in different cultures. Okay, so here in Romania, your rituals and cliches might be different to the ones that we use in the UK. So here's an example here, an example of how this works in England and many other countries as well. So if I come in on a Monday morning and I see you at the coffee machine and I say to you, how was your weekend? What do you say? That's because you're a very nice person. Alright? Yeah. So the answer. Yeah. So the answer that many people would provide was, I ask you how your weekend is, and you say, fine, or it was good, or it was great, and then you say to me, how was your weekend? And I say, it was great, it was fine, it was excellent, and then we walk away. Alright. So we've avoided that. We've avoided that awkward silence at the coffee machine, all right, by utilising some kind of small talk, some kind of ritual and cliche that allows us to feel comfortable that we've had an interaction, but we haven't gone so far that we've started to deepen the relationship. Now, remember when I talked about different cultures, all right? In some cultures, they're very open right from the off. So when you ask me how my weekend is, brilliant. This is an opportunity for me to tell you how my weekend was. And get to know you more. In the UK, in certain environments, it's a kind of a way of managing the awkwardness. Alright? Now for some people in some offices and perhaps in other parts of your life, you never get further than rituals and cliches. You never get further than, how are you today? Fine. How are you? Fine. Off we go. Alright? But what we should of course be doing as colleagues and as managers is looking to try to build up that. So the next level is facts and information. So this is where we know a little bit more about the individual. We might know your name. We might know the team that you work in. We might know whether or not you've got children or where you live. So we might start to say something like, hello there, how was your weekend? I know that you've got 2 children. How are your children? How are your children at the moment? And you give me a bit more information. And we pass the time like that. And you say, you've got children. How are your children? And I say, oh, one of the teenagers is awful. But we don't go too much further than that. So exchanging facts and information, all right? A lot of times, in a lot of organisations, in a lot of teams, people never get further in their relationship than that, all right? Now, if you're the chief executive of a business and you've got 5,000 people, that's understandable. If you know the name of everybody in your organisation, that's actually successful. But if you're a manager and you've got 8 direct reports, and that's pretty much all you know, then there's probably some work that you could do. Now, remember, people are different. Some people choose to be much more private than others, all right? But you should give people the opportunity and open yourself up, so should they choose to share more and your relationship to develop, you can do. The third section, values and beliefs. So thinking about the iceberg, thinking about what's important to somebody, and understanding why. And therefore, when you deliver a message, you know you can anticipate what the reaction is likely to be, and at least empathise. So it might be you're asking your team to work at the weekend. All right, you've got 2 colleagues. One of them, you know, one of their values is strong around family. All right. So you're not asking them to work at the weekend. They're going to have a certain reaction. All right. So thinking about the words, thinking about the message, thinking about the choose, thinking about the level of empathy that you need to supply, might be different to the other colleague who you know has a real value around ambition. They know that they will see this as a chance to shine, a chance to show their enthusiasm. So it's slightly different, and understanding this can help prepare you to be more successful in delivering the tough message than you otherwise might be. The next level, feelings and emotions. All right? This is about noticing what's going on. And it's about recognizing what's going on for people, where suddenly somebody seems to be behaving in a slightly different way to the norm, or understanding how their reactions tend to be to news, good or bad. Are they an emotional person, so therefore their reaction is likely to be extreme, or are they the kind of person who internalizes? So they might not on the face of it be showing you that this has really upset them, but you recognize that something's going on inside and you're going to need to watch this and manage it carefully. Right? Is this making sense so far? And then the final level, the level that we strive for, but is often very, very difficult to achieve, is rapport. Right? By rapport, we mean those relationships that we have either instantaneously or that we've worked at, where a real understanding takes place. Right? So just by looking at the person you have the rapport, you know what's going on, you know how they're feeling. They can finish your sentences, you can finish theirs. You almost have a language of your own, just a look, sometimes a body language, you know what's going on. For some people, with some people, that's instantaneous. Right? These people become our lifelong friends, or they become maybe our partners in life. Other people, we have to really work to get there over a number of time. Right? So that's where we apply it to. And when we've got those understanding about people, when we have to deliver a tough message, we're better positioned to do so. Alright? However, last bit. Because when we're working to deliver that work up the levels, what we are also doing is we are building trust between us, between our team, all the people that we've worked on to move up the pyramid, which is great, and there's lots of positives in that. But if we apply that to, okay, I've been working with you, and we've now, for the last 2 months, I think we've now got up somewhere around feelings and emotions, and maybe we'll get to report. Job done, tick in the box, on to the next person. I haven't got time for you. Next time I see you, how was your weekend? Fine. How was your weekend? Fine. Off you go. I haven't got time. I'm busy over here building a report. All right. If I take that approach to it, box tick, there is a risk because you're now going to be thinking, hang on a minute. I thought we'd been developing our relationship, and all of a sudden we're back down here. If we'd have stayed down here, it might not have been perfect, but that was how it was, and I was okay with that. But now we've been up here. I've seen how it can be. And I want it to stay like that. Now you've really disappointed me. So there's a real risk, and we may never, and that trust has been lost, and we probably will never get it back. So once you make the effort, you have to maintain the effort. Does that make sense? Do you have a rapport with any of your work colleagues at the moment? Yeah? What does that mean? Oh, they're pointing at someone. Did you know she was pointing at the back of your head, even though? Oh, she's kicking you as well. So the rapport is there. All right. Now, obviously we all want to achieve the top of the pyramid. Rapport is difficult, but certainly as a manager, we should be thinking about getting up to this level at least. But then maintaining it, and that positions us to be more effective when we have to deliver any kind of message. But for the purpose of this workshop, certainly a tough one. Thank you. You can stop now.